Do you know what the real problem is for many men when they try to win over a woman? They talk but don't say anything? Empty words, recycled phrases from motivational videos or worse, lines they learned on TikTok. Don't worry, I don't judge you. We've all fallen there at some point, but I'm going to tell you something that no one tells you. You don't need to be handsome, rich, or have a voice like a broadcaster to attract a woman. What you need is to know what to say, how to say it, and, above all, why and what to say it. And no, it's not about magic phrases, it's about understanding what really connects with a woman deep down. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Stoics, said, "The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life." Well, I'm telling you, the quality of your words determines the quality of your relationships. And this is not some old textbook theory. What you're going to hear today is proven in real conversations, in experiences where a single well-said phrase changed everything. So stay until the end because I'm going to reveal 6 phrases that awaken something very different. Real emotional. And trust me, 99% of men don't even know this works. Leave me a comment if you can relate to what comes next. And before we start, if this video has given you value, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications. Remember, the right words don't seduce, they only transform. Let's get started. The mistake that almost everyone makes and no one notices. We've all heard that classic phrase, "The important thing is to be yourself," right? Well, it depends. If being yourself means repeating generic phrases, acting interesting, or talking only about yourself, then being yourself is not helping you much. This is the first fatal mistake, speaking from ego and not from connection. Many men think they have to impress with achievements, talking about how hard they work, their car, how busy they are. Basically a resume with legs. But I have news for you. A woman doesn't care about your CV, she cares about how you make her feel, and that is not achieved by saying a lot, but by saying just enough. Okay, so a conversation isn't a tournament of achievements, it's an emotional exchange. While you're talking about your schedule, all she's thinking is, "Oh, when is she going to ask me something?" Epictetus summed it up simply. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we talk. Apply it, seriously. If you come across as someone seeking validation from the start, you lose power. Why? Because she feels like you're trying to get her to approve of you, and that, far from attracting, breeds rejection. Instead, if you use silence with intention and leave room for curiosity, your presence becomes magnetic. Attraction doesn't come from showing off, it comes from connecting. And it's not about staying silent like a statue in a museum. It's about your words carrying weight, not volume. Say less, but say something that invites lingering, not running away. In your next conversation, instead of trying to be interesting, show genuine interest. Listen more, respond with intention, and drop a line that leaves her thinking, not impressed. If you want a woman to remember you, don't fill the space with noise, fill it with impact. And to do that, you have to stop trying to be liked and start saying what really leaves an impression. In the next part, you're going to discover a phrase that doesn't just break the ice, it melts it. 1. The phrase that leaves her thinking, even if she doesn't say a single word. Has it ever happened to you that you're with someone and you finally feel like you can let your guard down? That's exactly what this phrase does. With you, I feel at peace, like the world stops. It's not just a pretty phrase, it's an emotional anchor. It's like her presence drowns out the noise of the world. Imagine being in a noisy city all day and suddenly you walk into a room with perfect silence, warm light, and the smell of freshly brewed coffee. That's what a woman feels when she hears this. If you say it right, in a world full of empty phrases, this one carries weight, because it doesn't talk about her body, her clothes, or her smile. It talks about what she generates in you. And few men say that, and even fewer feel it. Marcus Aurelius said that tranquility comes from within, not from without. But when you're with someone who empowers you, it's impossible not to notice it. If you can make a woman associate your presence with peace, you're several steps ahead. Now, don't use it as a cheap strategy. This phrase is said in real moments, when there's a connection, when the gaze lingers longer, when there's no need to talk, just to feel. Don't explain, don't embellish, don't seek a reaction. Say it and remain silent. That silence is what will do the work. That's where she connects, and don't worry if she doesn't respond right away. Sometimes the strongest things aren't celebrated, they're kept to themselves. If she looks at you, if she smiles slightly, if she looks away, you've succeeded. The strongest thing about this phrase isn't the phrase itself, it's how it feels and how you make her feel while you say it. It's a combination that's unforgettable. The following phrase isn't looking for peace, it's looking for something deeper, to make her feel unique among all. That's where the difference begins. 2. When you compliment her mind, you awaken something that no one else touches. You know what the real compliment is that most men never give? Admiring what a woman thinks, not how she looks, not how she dresses, what she thinks. Her way of seeing the world. I admire the way you think, it's different from what anyone would say. It's direct, it sounds casual, but it hits right at the heart of something that almost no one validates. Her intellect. Most people take the easy way out. You look so pretty. I love your smile. You have beautiful eyes. Okay, it's not bad to acknowledge it, but do you know how many times a day she gets that? It's worn off. It's like giving her a like, automatic, soulless, but when someone acknowledges what's coming out of her head, she doesn't forget it because you're not looking at her, you're listening. You're saying, I see you on the inside, not just the outside, and that has so much more value. Picture this scene. You're having a conversation about a common topic and she gives a different, unexpected opinion. Instead of arguing with her, correcting her, you simply smile and say that sentence. In that moment, you not only validate her, you make her shine, you make her feel valued for what really matters to her. You're not agreeing just because you do. You're saying that you think for yourself and that what she said still made you think differently. That's the true intellectual compliment. Marcus Aurelius said that a calm mind sees things as they are. Well, you're doing something better. Seeing the mind behind those ideas and showing her that you noticed. You don't have to say it like you're a Greek philosopher, just say it truthfully, without embellishments, without needing to sound intelligent, because what you're really doing is showing real interest, without masks, without filters. And the best part is, this sentence doesn't just attract, it filters, because if she doesn't care that you admire her way of thinking, then you already know what she's giving value to. The next sentence isn't about what she says, it's about what it provoked in you, and not just anyone can do that. 3. Sometimes what you feel can't be explained, and that's what captivates her. Has it ever happened to you that someone showed up and without you realizing it, something inside you changed? You didn't become a different person, you didn't stop being yourself, but something shifted. That's what this phrase conveys without the need for long explanations. I don't know what's wrong with you, but since I met you, something in me has changed. It's direct, honest, and, above all, authentic. It doesn't promise heaven or recite poetry. It simply tells a truth that's hard to deny. Her presence has left its mark on you. And what's so special about it? That you're not putting all the attention on her. You're talking about yourself, about how something inside you has changed since you met her. That creates a much deeper impact than any empty compliment. She doesn't have to know what changed, nor do you have to explain it. That's where the magic lies, because you're not exaggerating, you're describing a real feeling, and that's more disarming than any perfect phrase. It's like when you move to a new city and you don't notice it at first, but one day you realize that you speak differently, you think differently, you even walk differently. It's that subtle, but that powerful. Seneca used to say that no one changes out of obligation, only because of impact. And that's exactly what you're conveying, that her mere presence was a gentle, unexpected, but real and careful impact. This is not a phrase to use on a first date. This one comes in when there's been time, stories, shared silences, when there were glances that said more than you dared to say out loud. Say it when you notice that your way of acting has changed without you looking for it. When something in you improves just by having her around, that's the moment. And don't explain it. Just say it, because it's not about convincing her. It's about sharing a truth that doesn't need an argument. The next phrase doesn't focus on what's happening to you, but on what she says and what you do when you really listen. 4. Truly listening to her is rarer than you think, and that's why it's so impactful. Do you know what one of the most seductive gestures in existence is, and that almost no one uses it? Listening, not nodding your head while you think about what you're going to say in response. Listening truly, with pause, with attention, with presence. When you speak, I want to listen to you, not just hear you, but understand you. That phrase doesn't seem like much until you realize how uncommon it is. How many times does someone truly listen to us without interrupting, without giving unnecessary advice, without waiting their turn to speak? Most men believe that to be liked, you have to speak well, have a good flow, and be interesting. But no one becomes memorable by talking a lot. You become memorable when you make the other person feel valuable while they're talking. This phrase says it all. I'm not here to fill silences. I'm here to understand you. And that changes the game. Imagine that she's telling you something important, something emotional, something she doesn't usually share. And instead of responding with a typical piece of advice or a textbook phrase, you look at her calmly, pause, and say this. No, you're just validating her words, you're validating her world. Epictetus, another Stoic with common sense, used to say that we don't learn by talking, but by listening. Well, you're not trying to learn her, you're trying to get to know her, which is different and much more valuable. And be careful, this phrase is not for using while you're looking at your phone or when you're in a hurry. Say it only when you have real time to stay and make her feel that you're there, without distractions, without ulterior motives. Because when a woman feels that she can talk without being interrupted, that her ideas matter, that there's someone who really listens to her, that sticks. It sticks more than any gift, any compliment, any repeated good night. Say it with intention. Then close your mouth and open your heart. What comes next doesn't validate what she says, it validates what she represents, and that, said well, can break down many defenses. 5. When you stop trying to please everyone, you become irresistible to one. There's a truth that few men understand in time. The more you try to impress, the less you impress. Because overexertion smacks of insecurity, and confidence comes from focus. I'm not interested in impressing everyone, I just want you to look at me differently. This phrase puts the focus where it matters, not on proving your worth to the world, but on showing your real interest in a single person. It eliminates the game, the posturing, the need for collective approval. Because let's be honest, no one wants to be with someone who needs constant validation, someone who throws things in the air waiting to see who responds. That's not attractive, it's desperate. But when someone calmly says they're not looking to impress, they're looking to connect, that changes everything. Because it doesn't feel like a strategy, it feels like sincerity, and sincerity is scarce. Picture the scene. She looks at you half-questioningly, as if wondering if you're just one of them. And you tell her this simply, directly, without embellishment. You're saying, I don't need everyone to like me. I just want you to see me like no one else does. Quote. That phrase is a statement of focus, and focus is sexy because it conveys confidence, clarity, and direction. 3 things that can't be bought, faked, or rehearsed. Seneca said that someone who owns themselves doesn't need the approval of others. And with that phrase, you're demonstrating that without having to explain it. It's not arrogance, it's certainty. And certainty, when said well, is more appealing than any polished phrase. Just don't say it like a magic spell. It has to feel real, like you're saying it, even if you don't expect applause, just respect, because in the end, what connects the most is not saying what she wants to hear, but saying what you really think and sticking to it. The next phrase isn't about winning her over, it's about caring, about seeing her in her low moments and lifting her up with something that, said at just the right moment, can be unforgettable. 6. Sometimes the phrase she needs to hear the most isn't the most obvious one. There are times when a woman doesn't need a compliment, she needs support, not because she's broken, but because even the strongest of us have doubts. That's where this phrase has a different kind of power. If you ever doubt yourself, remember how I see you. Amazing, even if you don't realize it. It's not a phrase that flatters. It sustains. And in a world where everything seems conditional, this sounds like unconditional support. You're telling her, even when you don't see it, I do. Even when you don't believe in yourself, I do believe without her having to ask for it. It's not an empty, you're perfect. It's a real, emotional, and above all, unexpected message. Because just when a woman doubts herself the most, she least expects someone to see her worth so clearly. And that's not common. What's common is silence or, worse, basic phrases that don't connect with anything. But this is felt, this stays. Seneca said that when the soul is in chaos, a single firm truth is enough to calm it. This is one of those truths. You're not giving her solutions. You're reminding her of something she already has but has forgotten. Use this phrase when you see that she doesn't feel good about herself, when she doubts, when she compares herself, when she closes herself off, not to save her, but to be present, which is not the same. Say it slowly, without expecting a spectacular reaction. You're not looking for a thank you or a tear. You're sowing something that when it germinates will remind her of you, even if she doesn't say it. Because when someone manages to calm your insecurities without minimizing what you feel, they earn a place that is not easily lost. And not by manipulating, but by truly seeing. And that is what this phrase does. It does not push you, it accompanies you. And when someone feels accompanied without being judged, they do not want to let go. What follows is not a phrase, it is a closure, and it does have to leave an impression. Conclusion, there is something that they do not teach you in any dating tutorial. Phrases do not make you fall in love because of what they say, they make you fall in love because of what they awaken. And today you saw 6 ways to do it without forcing, without pretending, and without copying what is already burned. If you made it this far, I invite you to comment which of these phrases surprised you the most or which one you have already used without realizing it. Your experience can help others too. And if this video made you think, if something clicked with you, subscribe and turn on notifications. There are many men out there repeating the same thing over and over again, but you are not one of those. I also recommend that you watch the video that I leave here next to you, where we talk about the silent mistakes that kill interest without you even realizing it. This isn't about memorizing lines, it's about becoming someone who truly connects, and that takes practice, it takes practice, it takes practice. See you in the next video, and remember this, when you know what to say, you don't need to shout. You just need to say it well and at the right time.